So today we're going to go over how to create a voice AI for GoHighLevel from absolute start to finish. This is a complete full tutorial, and if you wait to the end, I'm going to give you a tool, a ChatGPT that's been custom with a whole bunch of information that's going to make your prompt writing easy, which is what you need to do your voice AI. But again, you got to kind of watch it all the way to the end to fully understand how this thing operates. So stay tuned and build along with us. So a lot's updated when it comes to the voice AI. This is why, again, we're updating this tutorial because there's been a lot of changes and there's actually more changes coming. But today what we're going to do, up to the date of where we are now, we are going to create a voice AI from absolute scratch to understand how to actually do this from start to finish. If you're a complete beginner or if you're a seasoned expert, I guarantee you're probably going to learn some things that I've been learning along that I want to share with you guys. The other thing that I want to keep in mind is that you definitely have to have a phone number that is verified and A2P'd ready in order for you to work this. Now, the voice AI is going to be basically only inbound when somebody calls in. The outbound side and everything else, I know HighLevel is working very diligently to get that going. But again, we're just going to be focusing on inbound calls. So the first thing that we're going to do when we go into our system is you're going to go over to your left-hand side menu. Inside of your left-hand side menu, what you want to do is go all the way down to settings. In settings, you're going to go to voice AI. In voice AI, you're going to notice that you have a dashboard now and you have an agent. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the agent list and we are going to hit create new agent. Now, there's already a new feature that is only for agency admins that allows you to browse the marketplace for existing bots that are out there that people have made, which is a great bonus for a lot of the agency's owners. But in our case, and honestly, I'm going to give you some tools to make this your own. You're going to see how easy it is. We're going to go ahead and do it in there. Now, I already have an active verified number in here, so we're not going to go over the process. There's plenty of videos on my YouTube channel on how to do that. But for instance, today, we're going to create an agent from absolute scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and create a custom agent. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Now, when I hit continue, we're going to go into our first screen. There are some key important things that you want to make sure you understand here, especially when it comes to setting up the bot and ensuring that you're going to get the best results. Now, we're going to go through this and we're going to kind of go quickly to the first iteration of this, because then what I'm going to show you is there's a quick current way now that you have to upgrade the bots. That's because HighLevel has moved over to the retail platform. And that means that the basic kind of underlying system that's underneath GoHighLevel Voice AI is now under Retail AI. And Retail AI is a very seasoned, like kind of really well-balanced like voice AI that's been around for quite some time. So now that is the base model that we're working out of, which is going to get us way better results. So the first thing I'm going to do is give it a name, right? Jessica, no reason or rhyme for that. And we're just going to pick any old voice here because we're going to go back, because right now, as you can see, I got quite a few voices in here. I'm actually pretty keen on using Aaron. It's just a really good sounding voice and I really like it. What we're also going to do is change the business name. This is one of the accounts, Digital Voltage Media. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that the time zone is right. But before I even scroll all the way down, what I want to ensure is that I go to advanced settings. In advanced settings, this is the first place where you're going to start to customize your bot to give you the best results possible. Now, in an understanding of how long conversations usually take with voice AI, I usually put the max limit on this. Now, you can go ahead and keep it at 5 minutes, but in my experience, honestly, there's just a better idea to increase it to 15 minutes, just in case you have a person who's going to ask a lot of questions or is going to take a little longer to set up appointments because of conflicting schedules, whatever the reason is. You're going to go ahead and hit 15. Now, when you hit this 15 mark, understand that there is now going to be a place where you're going to adjust the agent behavior. Now, the agent behavior is the response speed. It's how quickly the bot will respond. Now, I can tell you from building tons, and I mean hundreds of these things right now, the best one to go with is with normal, because you will find that brisk and fast are a little too quick. And if you have like an older kind of people that you service, or people that just like are a little bit slower in the sense of responding, you're going to want to make sure that you have a little bit of ample time of things fluently coming out of the bot's like kind of voice. And you want to make sure it's not too fast. Like I myself have been accused of speaking way too fast. My apologies to everybody that can't keep up with that, but it's kind of the way I'm built. It's kind of hard to do, but in this particular case, you can actually slow down your bot to a good degree. Now, I can tell you that there's going to be more options later on where we're going to have better settings where we can set these ourselves. But until that point, we only have 3 options, and I always suggest you putting it to normal. Now, some people, like if you're in New York or New Jersey, you like to talk incredibly fast, so maybe brisk would be the better one. but normally it's between brisk and normal, never ever used fast. In all the testings that we did, and I mean all, whenever we put fast, the bot will actually cut people off and it won't listen entirely. And again, it's just a real bad experience. So always change it to normal or brisk. So far, 15 minutes. Total length of the conversation. Normal is the speed that we want the bot to go. And then the idle time of how long the agent will stay listening until it actually says, I did not hear you say blah, blah, blah. Are you still there kind of thing? Right? And instead of doing it that, I usually put it down to 8 minutes. 8 minutes is a really good kind of buffer in there that you want to use. Again, we will have more settings of these a little bit later on as the voice AI keeps on developing. But in the meantime, this is going to be the best settings that you want to do, in my opinion. And there's a lot of opinions out there, but we've built about 100 of these bots for different customers. I recommend you keeping it at that setting, right? Next, we're going to hit confirm. Now, the next important part is, again, we're only going to do inbound. We're not going to really cover outbound in this call, and we don't have outbound available. As you can see, this thing is completely grayed out. Now, the initial message that's going to go out is also important, because here is where you want to be careful. The bot will always follow this message when there's an inbound call. So you have reached Digital Voltage Media. How can I guide your, is this a service or coaching question? I'm actually correcting myself as we're going through. All right. And you got it here. Cool. And we are ready to go. So we have the name of the company. We picked our voice. And by the way, you can always play it here.
This is my natural speaking
Yeah,
voice.
see, I really like that voice. Fantastic. All right, we have the time zone, we have the inbound call, and now we have our message that's going to go out when the customer first comes in. Now, what you can do is, if you want to put a custom value because the customer called before, you can now add custom values. For instance, putting here, customer, first name. If not, if there's nothing there, I'll just say, hey, you reach blah, blah, blah. The only thing is, remember, if the first name is wrong or odd or somebody messed with you a little bit on that one, this will be really bad. The other thing you can do is create a custom value for the business name. If you're an agency and you're building the spot for all of your customers, what you can do is you can put a custom value there that will read off the greeting based on what it is. So for instance, I can have like a custom value here that says like company name, and I can even have a bot name that I can fill in, and I can create those custom values anywhere in here. So again, just understand that, but this is mostly for the content, but as you can see, it's got all these custom values you can bring in, which is really, really great. But again, I just caution you, if you're building it for yourself, just do the first one for yourself to make sure it all works. And then later on, if you want to kind of give this away to your customers, build it with custom values like that. It's good for every person that comes in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit next. And when I hit next, now here is where things are going to get a little bit interesting, right? So the first thing you'll notice is you have agent goals, you have a knowledge base, you have data fields that it's going to connect, name, email, address, contact issue. You're also going to have the ability of triggering a workflow when the call is complete, and the ability of receiving email notifications upon call completion. Now, we are going to modify the heck out of this because we want to have the most advanced bot possible, but there's a couple things that we're going to do while we're here. Hey, we want to interrupt this video for a quick little minute to just let you know that I hope you're enjoying this video. We want to thank you for being here, but more importantly, we are hoping that this content helps you do whatever you're trying to do inside of HighLevel. We also want to let you know that you have options to get additional help. We offer a $197 a month VIP coaching program that includes 4 days of office hours, first come, first serve, with Andy or myself, where we go in and we answer any of your questions that you might have live with the group setting for other people that are also working in HighLevel. We also have a VIP group where we answer questions directly one-on-one with anybody posting in that group to give you the absolute best support. It also comes with a bunch of other features, including our funnel brick system, our little mini course, and more importantly, a couple guides that'll help you through this, and also including our SOP library that we use for pretty much everything inside of our agency. So thank you for this quick little minute, but more importantly, go back to the video, get whatever you need, and if you have any questions that we can answer inside the video, just drop a comment on the video and we'll make sure to answer whenever we get a chance. And now back to the show. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a knowledge base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually duplicate this tab that you see here by going to the top browser, clicking on right-clicking and clicking on duplicate, and we're going to get to the duplicate field right here. Then I'm going to create a new knowledge base. Now, the knowledge base that you see here is been very advanced. As you can see, I have multiple knowledge bases, but we want to create a bot specifically for certain things, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to create a knowledge base. And we're going to call this Nuno M. Tavares, just to give you an idea, or you know what, we're just going to call it Automated Marketer. And I'm just going to give it a quick little description, maybe more later on as we get more advanced, but for now, just keeping it super light. And now it's going to give me a choice of documents that I can load or websites that I can go and take a look at that are going to help answer questions that the customer might have. So the first thing that I like to do is definitely crawl the website. So I'm going to add a source. It's going to be a web crawler. Notice that the second I hit add a source, it gives me the ability of making a choice. I'm going to add a web crawler and I'm going to grab the URL. So for instance, we're going to go to Automated Marketer. Okay, we're going to do a quick little search and here we are. Going to grab it, copy it, come over here, drop it in the URL. It's going to extract the data and it will literally go through every single page on my website to insert searches everything. Now, while that's taking place and it's fetching the pages and it's getting there, I want to create probably like a couple of FAQs. Now, what I'm going to do is I can hit the FAQ button and it's going to literally allow me to basically put in every question one at a time. Now, something I want to make sure you guys understand, the bot will go and do things in a certain order. So for instance, whenever it's answering a question, it's going to go to the FAQs first, then it's going to go to the prompt, and then it's going to leverage the database or the knowledge base, right? So you got to make sure that you understand that order. And I'll actually tell you some tips and tricks that even myself and Michael Reimer on the other show that we did, we basically said that you want to make sure that if it's an important item that you have it in several places so the bot does not get confused. And you got to make sure that if you have an FAQ here and there's another FAQ that's the same exact thing in the prompt, you just want to make sure it exactly matches or else the bot might get confused. So just be very, very careful with that. So what I will do in here is I will say something like, what are your hours, right? And I'm just making one up. And then I come over here, I'm going to put in the hours, Monday through Friday. And then we're going to go 9 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now notice I've created the first FAQ. Now I can load as many of these as I want. But again, remember the order of operations when it's coming to check the knowledge. FAQs first, prompt second, and knowledge base right after. But understand that that might shift or change as we get more and more updates. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to tables and you're going to realize that it's going to come soon. Now, the reason tables are important for anybody, let's say you're a person that's doing real estate and let's say, I believe you have like 15 to 20 properties and you want to have very specific information about each individual property, you're going to be able to upload your table in order to do so. But some of you might say, well, I don't have a website for what I'm trying to do. And, I have like basically a document with all the questions. So we're going to teach you another trick that's going to help you do that. So make believe I wanted to basically use a document that is going to be basically the knowledge base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus sign. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to log into my Google Docs. All right. And I have a variety of Google Docs that I want to do, right? So I have an SOP of how to update A2P. Perfect. I'll use this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click on it, or I'm going to create my document. Doesn't matter what. I'm going to name it. And then when I do that, what I'm going to do here on the right-hand side for Google Drive is I'm going to share it. But then instead of saying restricted, I'm going to do anyone with the link. I'm going to copy that link. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it as adding source and a web crawl. I'm going to go ahead and add another source. Let's try that again. Let's see if I can delete this one and add a source, web crawler. I don't know why it's not working. Let's try refreshing. Sorry, having a little bit of issues here. Web crawler, add source, web crawler again. This time I'm going to put the doc in here and I'm going to extract the data. And now what it's going to do, it's going to extract the data from that actual document. I'm going to add another source, web crawler. See, some odd reason, I'm going to refresh this page because it should allow me to do multiple. If not, we'll probably open up a ticket because there should be a reason why. There are the links. It's still fetching it. Let's see if I can add another one. No, so only one at a time right now. I know that there's going to be the ability of posting multiple. Just understand that's probably coming. So I would add all my FAQs. I would add all my documents. I would add a website, whatever it is that I need to do, with the understanding that FAQs will always come first and I should leverage those as often as possible. Now, once this is all done, I'm going to make sure it has a name, right? I'm going to mark it right in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go back to settings and I'm going to go back to my voice AI agent on the left-hand side and go into agent list. Now, notice that some things didn't save. So we're going to have to go back here, and just rename the bot, Jessica, and we're going to call it the FAQ bot or customer service. And I want to be clear in the service. Okay. Just going to make sure that the advanced settings are 15 minutes. Idle time is that, and it's at normal. Great. and that this again has to be written down here. Well, I know I didn't hit save. So you have reach, digital voltage media, and automated marketer. This is Jessica, the AI receptionist. It's painful watching me spell, isn't it? Oh God, that was even worse. There we go. All right, well, there we go. In order to best help you, is this service related question or a coaching related question? And we're good, right? And remember, if we wanted to use a custom value for first name, let's do contact first name. Let's get rid of automated marketers. Just do digital voltage media because I only have 180 characters. And I'm sure that that first name might be a little longer than expected. So we're going to leave room for error there. And then we should be ready to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now that I've hit save, I'm going to go to agent goals. Now notice that I have mine over here says upgraded because that means that I am on the upgraded AI experience. Yours might not. So before you can continue and you have this available and it says click here to upgrade, make sure you do, because everything that we're going to go over is for the new upgraded model and not the older one. So just make sure you do that. Now the knowledge base is going to be important. Let's go ahead and select automated marketer, the one we just created. Details to collect. I'm going to do name, email. I don't really care about anything else. I don't have any triggers that I'm going to do until the workflow is completed, but then we're going to hold on to that for just 1 minute, and then we're going to come back to it because we are going to create some triggers after the call because they definitely want to get the transcript of the call. All right, now that that's said and done, well, let's go ahead and hit save. I'm going to hit switch to advanced mode, and this is where the magic is going to happen. So what we're going to do is I wanted to make the prompt writing for your bot a lot easier because that's actually the hardest part. And that's the part if you get wrong, it won't just really work right. And you want to make sure you have the best prompt possible. So what I did is I had this created. It's been used over 1,000 something odd times. And what's great about it is it's going to give you the ability of creating a really great prompt with very little effort on your part. You're going to answer a couple of questions. We're going to go through them here so you can kind of see how easy the process is. And then honestly, all we're going to do is copy and paste this prompt over to our prompt that we have inside of GoHighLevel, and it's going to make the process easier. You guys will get this for sticking around this long. More importantly, the link will be at the bottom, and we're going to make sure you guys get access to this. It's completely free as long as you have ChatGPT. And also now with the new features of ChatGPT, you can actually choose the model you want this to work in. You can allow the model to decide. We're going to put it in 5, see how 5 does. But if you don't like the results in 5, switch it over to 4 because we did notice that 4 was working beautifully. So again, do these on your own risk of like which ones you want to do, but you're able to switch whichever ones you want. Now, I'm going to come over here and I want to create the prompt. So I'm going to hit the button in the center. When I hit the button in the center, it's going to ask me a set of questions. It's going to ask me, do you want to build a new voice AI prompt from scratch, or do you want to improve an existing prompt that you already have? If you have an existing prompt that's working pretty well and you need to format it for a better prompt, or if you want to see what this thing puts out, take that prompt, shove it in here, and it'll do the rest on itself, right? I'm going to actually build one from scratch. So I'm going to hit number 1. And I'm just going to hit enter. Great. The bot's name we know is Jessica. Okay. And primary focus is going to be Q&A. Okay. And again, I'm not going to read each one of them out. I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible while giving the most value. So it's going to be Q&A. Are you going to sell something? Mostly sell services and products based on this site. Okay. And I'm going to give it the site because I'm being a little lazy. If not, I would actually spend the time in answering that. If you're doing this for a client, just be in front of them and ask them these questions and just push for better answers, because the more quality you give this bot, the better your output and the voice is going to be. So always keep that in mind while you're doing this. So I'm going to hit enter. Okay. And searching the web. So it's going to go to the website. Hopefully it'll give me a little rundown. Beautiful. Look, it's going to give the VIP access, the selling of the snapshots, free resources. Don't see the courses. So if I'm missing something like I'm doing right here, I'm going to say, looks like you're missing a lot from the website, actually, because I know my own website, right? And you would too. Can you scan again? All right, so I'm going to go back and it's searching the web again. It just seems like it's missing a lot of the stuff. Snapshots, specialized in training marketing, AI tools, JetSpark, blah, blah, blah. 6-month annual plan. You're missing the courses. All right, so it's searching the web again. I don't know why it's having such a hard time. There we go. There we go. Now it's got everything in here. Fantastic. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yep, here we go. Beautiful. All right. Personality and tone. And again, you're going to go back and forth with the bots like everything else is not perfect. If it's not pulling the entire website, just go back and double check a few things just to make sure. And again, I'm doing this live so you guys can see how I'm troubleshooting. Personality, I want it being witty and funny. Okay. And again, the more details, the better it's going to be. What should just do on the calls? Collect contact info, answer FAQs, and verify leads. I'm going to just do copy. And she is going to send booking and product links, but it's mostly going to be product links. So I'm just going to adjust that last one. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. And I'm going to send product links. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. And I'm going to show you what I mean, because we're going to create some triggers and workflows that are going to help the bot perform really well. Can you tell me who Jessica will mostly be talking to? I'm going to say all these people, entrepreneurs, coaches, and local business and agencies. It's perfect. And what key brand messages and values should they always convey? Trust, expert, guidance, and knowledge. All right. I'm just focusing on those two. And again, I'm trying to speed through this so you guys can do this on your own and take your time. Question 7, do you want Jessica to pull answers directly from the website? Yes. And the knowledge base. Okay. Yep. There we go. And it's telling you what to do. So which of these would Jessica to follow during the calls? Past memory recall we want to do, and silent recovery. These are just some additional things. If you have these other things, then go ahead and add them. But I just literally copy and paste them. Okay, and hit enter. Cool. Do you have any compliance text or fallback messages? We're going to say no. Industry specific disclaimers, I'm going to go no. And it should give us a prompt. And again, I always feel like ChatGPT 4 was giving me better results. So just understand. Yes, final prompt, please. Cool. Awesome. Here we go. Now we have all of this in here, which is great. Look at that. Great. So I'm going to copy this entire prompt right here. Control C. Go back over here to my switch to advanced mode, and we're going to again select the knowledge base. For some odd reason, it didn't save for me. This looks like it's an old one, so I don't know what's going on here. So let's go back. Something happened. Let's go to settings, voice AI agents, go to agent list. There's Jessica, an upgraded bot. You saw that upgrade in there. That's super important. This is all good. We're actually going to do, this is all good. I'm just double checking everything, make sure it's good. Control A, Control V. All right. And we're going to make sure that the knowledge base is here. All right. So this looks really good. We're going to hit save. Now, before we test this out, what we want to do though is we want to create a few triggers that are basically going to act on our behalf. And again, I'm not going to go super into advanced triggers, but just giving you ideas so you guys can set up this quickly and rock and roll, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over back, and I'm going to hit go back, and I'm going to go to automations. And in automations, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and we have all these different automations in here. Let's just see. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go to AI triggers off of live chat. We're going to create a new folder that's going to be 09, and we're going to be voice AI triggers. Okay. Create a folder real quick. And by the way, I'm in automations, and all I did was create a folder, and I numbered it number 9. I don't know where it went. Well, we're going to take the 9 away because it's got right here, 9 voice AI triggers. Okay. And we are going to go right here. And then in here, I'm going to create a workflow. So the first thing I'm going to do is if they have a question about done for you services, I want to trigger this workflow. So I'm going to come over here, AI done for you services. Okay. Not going to put a starting trigger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag, because I want to make sure we tag them for done for you interest. And we're going to label it interest because again, it doesn't mean we're going to close them. They're not customers yet. Interest done for you, add the tag. All right. And then I'm going to hit the plus sign, and it's going to be a quick SMS, send the SMS. And the SMS is going to be, here is our sister company called Architects. Okay. Please click on this link and book an appointment. This is for our done for you agency that we have. So https://architects.com. Okay. We will see you there. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit save. All right. I'm going to publish this. I'm going to hit save because we want to make sure it's published in order for us to do it. And also I want to change this name because we're going to do AI01. Okay. Because we want to make sure we start numbering these. All right. Now, the next one we're going to do is for a Udemy course, right? By the way, if you haven't picked it up, just a gamer, make sure you pick it up. It's one of the best rated high-level courses out there, and it's got over 1,000 plus something students now. They're all ranting and rave. People love it. So go ahead and check it out if you haven't. Start from scratch on the number 2, a little short plugin. We're going to come over here and we're going to do AI02. And then this is going to be for Udemy course. All right. And again, no trigger. And we're going to do again the tag. We're going to do an interest tag, and we're going to do double colon, and we're going to say not in done for you, but this is going to be courses. Okay. I'm going to hit, let it save. It's going to worry that it did that. Let's try that again. Interest, colon, and we're going to be courses. Hit add a tag, save. All right. And then an SMS. Come over here, and here is the link for our top rated GoHighLevel masterclass on Udemy. All right. And come over here, Udemy. They make fun of me when I say Udemy. I know it's Udemy. And we'll go and get that link. All right. And here we go. And then we're just going to drop the link in here. Oh, here's the link. Boom. And then they can click on that link and go from there. And then we're going to hit save action. And now we're going to create a couple of other ones that we want to do after the call. Now, they come up with a bunch of new features that I kind of want to make sure you see. So Remember, a lot of these activate. I didn't make that live, so let's just go ahead and make that live. So I'm going to publish this workflow. Now, what I want to do is also create basically an account summary. I want it going to me so I can understand what happened in the call. So I'm going to create another workflow. We're going to do it from scratch. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, AI03. It's going to be right here. We're going to just do transcript. All right. Because there's a new way of doing a transcript right now. And this just came out. So again, no trigger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do internal notification. And inside that internal notification, because it's coming directly from a call, I'm going to do an email and I'm going to send it obviously to the user type. It's going to be a particular user. I'm just going to select myself. All right. And then when I get this, it's going to be, you just had an AI call from, and if we captured the name, we know it's good. So what I'm going to do is contact full name. And then over here, all I'm going to do is if you come into the little custom values area, if you go to voice AI, look at what you have. The transcript, the summary. So I'm going to do the summary first. So I'm going to do summary. Okay. And that's going to go. Then I'm going to do a space. Then I'm going to do, what was the other options I have? By the way, this is all available now. We have duration. We should have done that first, but we'll just work with it. All right. Duration. And then the last is the actual transcript. All right. And you go in here and you can go ahead and do the transcript. All right. Super easy. You can go further if you want. So for instance, I can come in here and I can go to ChatGPT, right? There's a ChatGPT right here powered by AI. If I enable it, what I can do is I can take that account transcript and have it give it bullet points with action steps and then actually send it back to the client to make it client friendly. So you can also do that. For now, again, we are making it super easy. So I'm just going to enable this and I'm going to go, well, let me just change that, save it. And I have the AI transcript, right? So now that we have those in particular, and again, we can keep building more and more and more. But again, I want to keep it super simple so you all can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over back to settings. In settings, I'm going to go to our voice AI agent that we've been working with. I'm going to go to our agent list, go to Jessica, the FAQ customer service bot, and go to agent goals. And what we're going to do is we're going to do new action. And this is going to be trigger workflow. The action name is going to be done for you. All right. And it's going to be AI. This is why we label everything. O1, done for you services. When's trigger workflow? When the customer is interested or has asked for done for you services or is asking if we do any services. And again, the more examples you give it here, you have up to 500 characters, the more accurate the bot's going to be. All right. So you want to make sure you have that as you see fit through this whole thing. And then what do you want to say? I am sending you the link to our sister company architects for any done for you services. They will help you over there. Okay. Again, I go back and just check company, blah, 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 sister, blah, 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 and we'll hit save. All right, so that's my first trigger. The second trigger is going to be if they want to know the course. So trigger workflow, this is going to be course link. All right, and it's going to go to AI. Again, this is why we spelled all this to make it easier on us to find things. And I have a lot of them. So this is going to be Udemy course. When the customer is interested in our courses and wants a great option, something like that, right? Okay. They can always also go to the site for any free resources. All right, so we have it there. And then let's say when it's triggering over, it's just like, I am sending you a link to our top rated Udemy course. Okay, cool. Resources, I'm gonna hit save. Sweet. And then call to trigger after the call is complete. We're going to select our AI03, I believe it was, the transcript. And then that one is going to automatically trigger, but I can trigger more than one. All right. So we are set to go and we can go ahead and give the bot a whirl here. So I'm going to hit the +1 and I'm just going to put my number here. This will be grayed out and we're going to do call me. Okay.
Have reached digital media. This is Jessica, the AI receptionist. In order to best help you, is this a service or a coaching related question?
Well, I'm not sure yet. It might be a service.
Got it. No pressure. Let's figure it out together. What's on your mind? Maybe I can help narrow it down for you.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, do you guys have any done for you services? Like I need some of the stuff that you all are teaching in your YouTube channel to be done for me.
I'm sending you the link to our sister company, Architects, for any done for you services. They will help you over there. All right, the link to Architects is on its way. They'll take great care of you with those done for you services. Anything else I can help with?
Yeah, I'm wondering, do you have any other courses that I can kind of dive into to give me a better understanding of like high level?
I am sending a link to our top rated Udemy course. The link to our top rated Udemy course is on its way. It's a great resource to dive deeper into high level. Anything else I can assist you with?
No, anything else that you think I should look at to kind of like, help me understand high level better because I'm really kind of lost.
Totally get that, Nuno. High level can feel like a maze at first. Along with the Udemy course, I'd recommend checking out our free resources on the website. They're packed with beginner friendly guides and templates to help you get started. Also, if you're looking for more hands on help, our VIP access coaching might be a great fit. It's like having a high level expert in your corner. Let me know if you'd like more info on that.
Yeah, where do I find out that? What's the website?
I couldn't find the exact website link for you right now, but no worries. Our team can follow up and get that info to you. Would you like me to arrange that?
No, that's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Nuno. It was great chatting with you. Have a fantastic day.
So not bad. Sounds a little robotic. It kind of messed up a little bit in the sense that it was asking, it was going to send me some information or, get clients to work with me. So I would have to go in there and adjust the prompt. Now, in order to keep this kind of moving on, let's say I wanted to make this a booking bot. What we're going to do now is just do a couple things and then kind of like go back, answer different questions and make this a booking bot. But all in all, the biggest important thing is when you're trying to book an appointment, it's really easy. One, you got to make sure you added in the prompt that it's going to be a booking bot. So you have to come in here and you're going to have to say, if you've already created one that's here, I changed my mind and I want this bot to also book appointments, but only for people that are looking for one-on-one coaching and can afford $497 per session. If not, that's okay. They can go to the VIP group coaching, which is only $197 a month. Okay, cool. And then over here, we're going to say only book people that are looking for one-on-one. Okay, so now what we'll do is it's going to kind of pivot a little bit and then go from there. And now it's going to change the bot prompt. Now it's going to be a hybrid of conservative selling along with making an appointments. And then we're going to make one change in the bot in order to do so. So you can go from an FAQ to a hybrid to only a booking bot and just know that you have the choices. And again, I have this bot to help me. And all you have to do if something is not like right? Just go in and make the adjustments so the bot will do exactly what you want it to do. And I got to tell you, a lot of getting really good quality voice AI bots is making sure that you're going back in and you're constantly correcting the prompt and going back and forth with it. I usually leave the prompt on. I test the bot. If there's something that doesn't work with the bot, I come back in here and I'm saying, this is what's happening right now. I need to change it. And from there, I can go back and, make the adjustment and ensure that it's doing it right. Use the bot that we're giving you. Again, this is an incredible resource. This is exactly how I do it to finalize the prompt that you need to get the exact actions you want there. So now that this is copied, now for the appointment, I'm going to come over here, going to grab the new bot that now can book appointments. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hit Control V. And more importantly now, because I want to book appointments, I'm going to add a new action and I'm going to do book appointments. The calendar is going to be Nuno's 15-minute strategy call just to make sure it's good. Dates offering is going to be 3. That's the max we can do. Appointments per slot is 3. And then hours between slots, 3. And to ensure that it gives a person a couple of varieties. And I'm going to get save. Now it will go ahead and book those appointments based on that calendar that I set. It's literally that easy, folks. If you just wanted this thing to book appointments for you, just change the prompt where it's only a booking bot and it goes through a set of questions in order to do it. If it fails and it lets somebody in that wasn't qualified, go back in and change the prompt using the voice AI prompt maker that we have on here, right? And then this is all set and good. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now, the next part, we're going to go ahead and hit phone availability. And this is basically the phone number that it's going to answer if somebody is not assigned. Now, if you want this being a 24/7 bot, I would put the number that you want to list in here. So for instance, if I have a main number in here, I would list that number. And anytime somebody calls this number, this will automatically be answering. If I want the agent to work 24/7, I leave the bottom off. And I want this to enable AI agent as a backup to a phone number or a number pool, just in case somebody answers. Now, honestly, this is if you have bigger teams and you can do that, but just understand that this is what you have in here. And the last but not least is dashboards and logs. You can come in here and see all the different call logs and different abilities that you have. If you want the call recorded, because you want to go back and listen to it, what you can do is, well, again, you can go ahead and just make sure call recording is on under phone numbers. So you go to phone numbers. Inside of phone numbers here, you are going to go ahead inside this phone number. and go to edit configuration and just make sure you enable call recording. And you got to play that message as part of legal that you have to do that. And you're going to go ahead and hit save. All right. So now I'll record the calls coming in so that if you want to check on the bot quality, you'll be able to do that. You're also going to get a little mini recording anyway because it has to record the call, but just making it super easy when you go in there. Now, that all being said, let's go back to our voice AI agents. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to our AI agents. I'm going to go to voice, go to agent list, go back to Jessica. And in here, just understand some additional things that you're going to have. As calls come in, you'll have the ability of seeing all the logs. And again, anytime you want to make a change, just go back to agent goals and then just make anything accordingly. A lot of voice AI and the big secrets is going to be in here, and it's going to be ensuring that you are fixing and modifying the prompt when you're not getting the answers that you get. Now, the other thing you can do is you can also see right after the call when you're testing it, there's a summary and a transcript. If something happens on the call that you don't like, you'll have the ability of course correcting it there. We also had a previous video with some calls, but now this is kind of the updated video. You learned how to upgrade your bot. You saw how you created from an agent. We're giving you a ChatGPT to kind of get this through for you and your clients. And more importantly, you saw how I'll like course correct and do the different things that I have, and even convert a Q&A bot to a phone bot. So that all in all should give you more than enough than what you need to create voice AI agents, not only for yourself, but for your clients. And honestly, everybody can use a voice AI agent. The last thing I want to talk about is pricing. Pricing is very important for you to understand. There are two charges that happen when you use anything AI inside of HighLevel. There are normal usage charges. Usage charges are your voice, your text, and email. Those are normally what you would pay if you made a phone call out of the system, if you sent a text message out of the system, and if you write an email out of the system. Those are all pay as you go, meaning when you use them, that's when you get charged. Now, for the AI, there is a pay as you go amount, and there's also an unlimited amount. If you're planning on having this for clients, I would make a package that basically includes the price. Now, HighLevel charges us $97. We usually charge like a little bit of a profit margin. So like 127 on top of the 97. So meaning HighLevel charges us 97. We charge our clients 127. And what we have in the middle is usually the profit. So just understand that if you're going to get the unlimited or the client is going to get the unlimited, there's going to be a little bit of an upcharge for them to do that. Now, what the unlimited does is it removes the bot charges, but you still have to pay the usage charges. Bot charges is every time you engage the AI, there is a charge to that. And it's important because the voice AI has one charge, the chat AI has a different charge, the content AI has a different charge. Those charges are all inside of HighLevel's like area there, and it can go per like voice and everything else, like per minute or whatever it is that it charges you. But just understand that those charges are separate than your usage charges. Because even if you play the unlimited bot, all the bot charges are covered for the month at $97 or $127, whatever you're going to charge. But the customer still has to pay voice and text and email if they are using it, because those are pay as you go and they're two separate charges. That took me a little while to figure out. I want to make sure you guys understand that difference, but that's just an understanding as you kind of go into this and you're selling it and you're pitching it. Just make sure that you're, selling it the right way and you're pitching it, and customers understand it's two separate charges like that. You're not going to have an issue going forward. That's all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.